Okay, so this pattern works in multiples of 8. As you can see, the pattern finishes on the 8th stitch, and then again it starts from the 9th till the 16th. That means that it runs into multiples of 8, 8, 16, so on and so forth. And it has 28 rows. However, I'm using only the 9th row. I'll be done on the 9th row, and then I'll be continuing with just single crochet. I won't be using the entire pattern. I'm just working up till the 9th row. And for this project, I'm using a 3.5 mm hook and purse yarn, not the regular cotton yarn. I prefer using purse yarn for making my clutch purses or whatever. So let's carry on. Now let us start with a magic circle. Make a magic ring and chain 1 to lock it. Now this chain 1 will not count as a first stitch. It will never count as a first stitch. So now make 8 single crochets into this magic ring or magic circle. Okay, and slip stitch into the first single crochet, not the first, not the chain 1, but first single crochet. Okay, let me just, okay, yeah, just pull the tail, close the ring and into the first single crochet, slip stitch to form a circle. Yes, this is how it will look. For round 2, chain 1 and make 2 single crochets into the very first stitch. In just we made a chain 1, so that will be 1 single crochet and 1 more. Now this is an increase round, so we will make 2 single crochets in each stitch around. So if you are familiar with the multiples of 8, we should have 16 single crochets by the time we reach the end of this round. So this is how it will look by the end of the round. There's one more stitch remaining. Into the last single crochet of the previous round, make 2 single crochets, and that completes round 2. Slip stitch to join into the very first stitch, very first single crochet, not the chain 1 but the first single crochet. Slip stitch to join, and that completes our round 2. This is how it should look. Round 3, chain 1 and 1 single crochet into the very first stitch. Again this is an increase round, so the pattern here will be 1 2 1 2. So this is the first single crochet into the very first stitch, 2 single crochets into the next. This is how it should look. This is how it looks, and this is a connecting chain. Actually, you don't count this chain. This is the chain 1, and here you should have 3 stitches. Now by the end of this round you should have 24 stitches. 3 times 8 is 24, so you should have 24 stitches. Let's continue. 1 single crochet into the next chain, 2 single crochets into the next one. Increase round. This is how you continue with the entire pattern. 1 single crochet into the next, 2 single crochets into the next one. So this is the pattern for round 3. You go all the way around, and make sure you keep on counting your stitches once you reach the end. Crochet all the way around till you reach the end. Round 4, chain 1 and 1 single crochet into the first stitch. Now chain 1 is not counted as a stitch, so chain 1 single crochet into the first stitch, 1 single crochet into the second stitch, and 2 single crochets into the third stitch. Now this is an increase round, so the pattern will be 1 1 and 2 into the next. By the end you should have a count of 32 stitches. we reach the end of round 4. This is how it should look. And now we have to slip stitch to join. Now this is the connecting chain. If you see carefully, this is the connecting chain, this is the chain 1, and you have to join into the very first single crochet. Means basically you have to skip 2 chains. Now this is how it should look after joining, and you have to make sure there are 32 stitches around, because this is a round 4, and 8 times 4 times 8 is 32. So yeah, so round 5, chain 1, 1 single crochet into the first stitch, 1 single crochet into the second stitch, 1 single crochet into the third stitch, and 2 single crochets into the fourth stitch. Again an increase round, and 5 times 8 will give you 40. So you should have a count of 40 stitches by the end of this round. Now in case you are confused as to where to put in the stitches for the increase round, I'll just quickly show you where to put in the stitches in case you are confused. If you can see the increase of the previous round, yeah, you have to put an increase into the second stitch of the previous round. Round 5, chain 1 and 1 single crochet into the first stitch. Again an increase round, and the pattern will be 1 single crochet into the first stitch, 1 single crochet into the second stitch, 1 single crochet into the third stitch, 1 single crochet into the fourth stitch, and 2 single crochets into the fifth stitch. So pattern is 1 1 1 1 and 2 into the fifth one. This is how it will look. 1 2 3 4 stitches, single crochet, and fifth stitch you will do 2 single crochets. Round 7, again this is an increase round, so the pattern here will be 1 single crochet into the next 5 stitches and 2 single crochet into the 6th stitch. So chain 1, this is the beginning of the round, chain 1 and 1 single crochet into the same stitch. That's 1. Two, 3, 4, one more stitch, 5, and 2 single crochets into the 6th stitch. Now as you can see, these 2 stitches are an increase stitch from the previous round. Now all you have to do is put an increase into the second stitch of the increase stitch of the previous round. This is the second stitch. Here we have an increase. So this is how it will look. Let me count. 1 2 3 4 5 stitches and 2 stitches into the same stitch. So you have to do this all the way around until you reach the end, and you slip stitch into the first single crochet. Round 8, this is the last increase round, and so chain 1 and 1 single crochet into the next 6 stitches. So this is the first. Now you have to put 1 single crochet in each of the next 5 stitches. So this is the second, third, fourth single crochet, 2 more, 5, Now this is an increase stitch of the previous round. So you have to put 2 single crochets into the last stitch. This is the 6th single crochet, and an increase over here. So it is basically, in this round it is 1 single crochet into the next 6 stitches and 2 single crochet into the 7th stitch. This is how the pattern will work. These are the 6 stitches and this is an increase stitch. So this is how the pattern will work in the round 8, all the way around. Slip stitch to join into the first stitch. This is how the base of your bag should look. Now there should be 64 stitches around. 8 times 8 will be 64. That will give you around 64 single crochets, and you should have 8 rows of increases. You should have 8 rows of increases. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Yes, and 64 single crochets all the way around. Now let's get to the body of the bag.